Kyrie versus Steph in a minute, but first, check out this amazing dunk by Joel Embiid, throwing it down on Russ.
Man, I've watched this 3 times now, CC. I can't believe you are saying that is not getting dunked on. Just
all basketball players think that. You're not being dunked on if you're trying to take a charge. If you try to contest it, that's why guys duck out of the way. Like, he's not getting ducked on. He ducked out of the way.
He didn't get knocked over. You're crazy. And
this was Russ responding, throwing down his own monster. So the Thunder won this one, 122.
What? A basketball player what?
What? It's just the idea that all basketball players think that's not getting dunked on is insanity. You know,
that's talking to the basketball players that were in my family.
Joel Embiid. Well, maybe the Carter family doesn't believe it. The Carter family happens to be wrong on this.
Madison
this guy get dunked on?
Yeah, he tried to block it. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's being dunked on. Watch this. In your mouth. Open up. Boom. That's being dunked on. The other one is trying to take a charge.
They're both getting dunked on. This one, the guy got a technical, but it's worth it. You got to let the young man know.
I had a brother play for Illinois State.
And
I had another brother play basketball. And I had another brother play in the NBA. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, the Carter family.
Matchup of 2 great point guards on Saturday. Steph Curry scored 49. Kyrie had 37. Warriors walked away with the win, but who's the better point guard, Steph or Kyrie? CC, take your pick.
I got to go with Steph.
All right.
Steph, I got to take Steph.
I
mean, they're great players. I love watching Kyrie play. I love watching Steph play. Steph is a better player. Like, yes, I was trying to give Kyrie his greatness because I love watching him. He's a special player. But Steph is better.
Everything you said there is correct. This is, it's very funny. This is the exact question my son asked me last night. He said, my friends and I are arguing, who do you think is better, Steph or Kyrie? I said, it's absolutely Steph. Like, Kyrie, nothing against Kyrie. But right now, I think there are 3 point guards better than Kyrie. I think Steph, I think Russ, and whomever the point guard is in Houston, be it Harden or CP3. Those are your top 3 point guards in the league. Kyrie's in that next tier with John Wall, with Damian Lillard. He's right there. So Steph, to me, is the clear-cut answer to this question.
All right, let's stick with the NBA. It was a staring contest in Oklahoma City. First, Joel Embiid stared down Russell Westbrook after a dunk. Later, Westbrook had a big dunk of his own, and he got the last laugh as he stared down Embiid as time expired for a Thunder win. Look at it. Oh, look at it closely. Watch the eyes. But the question I ask is this. Who is the better franchise centerpiece? Is it Westbrook or is it Embiid? Take your pick, Nick.
Oh, it's Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook is the guy that I have full confidence in his ability to stay healthy. Russell Westbrook's also a guy that already has proven he can be one of the best 4 players, 5 players in the NBA. We haven't seen that yet with Joel Embiid, either one of them, the health or what his absolute top upside is. So as much as I like Embiid, to me the answer is clearly Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, it's not a fair comparison. Russ was the MVP of the NBA last season. Joel Embiid at 7'2". We've seen a lot of 7-footers have problems. He is a special talent, just like Westbrook, but in a different way. If you can have a big man who has skill, which he does, he can shoot the 3, he got a post-up game, and he's got an intermediate game. His repertoire offensively is once every 25 years. We haven't seen a big man like him. So he is special, but to start a franchise right now because of injuries, you got to start with Wes.
All right. Moving on to the Cavs, they won their last 2 games since moving Kevin Love back to power forward.
That's
have
a parade.
Good news. Here's the bad news. Isaiah Thomas continues to struggle. So who's more important to the Cavs' success? Is it Kevin Love or is it Isaiah Thomas? CC, take your pick.
It's hard to take that because the Cavs, if both of these players aren't successful, they're not getting to the championship. Like, I don't think they're going to win a NBA Finals with these 2 players, but it's more important that IT gets back to full strength because we've seen Kevin Love, but it's a wash season. If neither one of them get the peak performance, they're not going to be able to. I don't think they're going to be able to get out of the East if Isaiah doesn't get healthy, and they definitely can't beat the teams coming out of the West.
Isaiah is the most important guy because we've seen the Cavs have success in the NBA Finals, by the way, with Kevin Love out injured, with Kevin Love not playing in 4th quarters. But that's always been, when LeBron's had at point guard, a guy who can create his own shot, a guy who can score when LeBron is either on the bench or when LeBron is taking some possessions where he's not running the show. That's who Isaiah Thomas has to be.
He also had someone to match up with Steph Curry.
Correct.
Bucket for bucket, assist for assist, and they don't have that now.
Well, they certainly don't have it with the Isaiah Thomas we're seeing right now. If they get anything close to the Isaiah Thomas from last year, they'll have a close facsimile of it. But the Isaiah Thomas is the key for the Cavs' long-term success this season.
All right, moving on to the Super Bowl. All signs point to Gronk being able to play, but he hasn't yet cleared the concussion protocol. He's not the only marquee tight end in this game. Zach Ertz is also the leading receiver on his team. So which tight end is more important to winning the Super Bowl, Gronk or Ertz? Nick, start with you. Take your pick.
I'm going to say Zach Ertz, even though he's not as talented as Gronk. I think the Patriots have a lot of paths to victory where a lot of different guys are the stars of the game. I think for the Philadelphia Eagles to score enough points to win this game, I think their best offensive weapon, Zach Ertz, has to be a key component. I also think he is a guy that can make Nick Foles feel very comfortable. So I'm going to say Zach Ertz is more important for this particular game.
He's very important to what they do. They don't have a number one wide receiver, so the tight end becomes even more important. The Patriots don't have a number one receiver either. Brandon Cook's not a number one. He's a number two on most teams. If he's your number one, that means you got problems. Gronk is one of the most dominating tight ends that we have ever seen play. Not today, not yesterday, but in the 98 years that we have played this game called NFL football, Gronk is one of the most dominating tight ends. Gronk is the bigger part of the whole equation because he's so special.
All right, and finally, if the Eagles are going to beat the Patriots, they'll likely need a big performance on both sides of the ball. Nick Foles is coming off a great game against the Vikings, and their best player on defense is Fletcher Cox. So who's more important to the Eagles getting the win? Is it Foles or is it Cox? CC, take your pick.
I'm going to say Fletcher Cox and the six dwarfs, because you can't talk about Fletcher without the rotation that Jim Schwartz uses there. 7 players, 400 snaps, Fletcher Cox is bigger impact on this game.
Because they have those 6 dwarves, because they have Jimmy Jernigan, because they have Chris Long, because they have the other guys on the D-line, I think Cox could have a bad game and they still win. I see no scenario where Nick Foles plays poorly and they win. So not a big surprise. I'm going to go with the quarterback. I think Nick Foles is the biggest key to the Eagles' success on Sunday.
All right, coming up, have the Cavs finally figured it out? It's next. This is First Things First.
You can only play who's on your schedule, CC. They didn't schedule Detroit. They just